For the Tangent on Veritas Catholic Network, I'm Father Sam Kachuba with your daily gospel reflection. Today we're going to talk more about St. Francis of Assisi, but the truth is that to reflect on the life of St. Francis is to reflect on the gospel, because one of the most important characteristics of St. Francis and his life was the way he embraced poverty. He embraced poverty because he saw in poverty the simplicity of the gospel summarized. What he saw was that Jesus was born poor in Bethlehem. He was living in poverty as an itinerant preacher, going from place to place. He died poor and abandoned on the cross. He was buried in someone else's tomb. Jesus lived out poverty. And in that poverty, he was close to all people. In that poverty, he was available to all people. In that poverty, he wanted for nothing. And so Francis, desiring to follow the example of Christ, chose to renounce all possessions, all power, prestige, and wealth. In doing that, he attracted a great number of people to Christ. In doing that, because he was so authentically living the gospel, Francis was able to proclaim the gospel to everyone he met. Along the way, he made a lot of people uncomfortable. And I think if he were here today, he would make you and me uncomfortable too. Uncomfortable not because he was telling us something that was false, not uncomfortable because we somehow felt like he was condemning us, but uncomfortable because when you stand before a radical witness to the gospel, it's an examination of conscience. Francis would be for us that examination. Am I living the simplicity of the gospel? Am I ready to follow Jesus wherever he takes me? Do I rely on God's providential care? Let us ask the intercession of St. Francis of Assisi today that we might rely on the providence of God, that we might embrace life's trials and difficulties, and that we might always be an example of radically following Christ in all that we do.